What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are with the 2017 Ford Fiesta SE hatchback again. It's my sister's car, and in the last vlog, actually the last couple of vlogs with this car, we've been trying to pinpoint a reason for the overheating condition. Well, I keep combining the word condition and issue at the same time. An intermittent overheating condition that has been taking place with this vehicle for about a year now. The last video on this, when we originally tried to start diagnosing it, turned out to be kind of a mess everywhere. I was unable to actually log in to service data to look at circuits, and even, I screenshotted the pinpoint test on my phone before I had gone over to her house to check up on it. But yeah, I couldn't really do a whole lot. I think we did come to the fact that the cooling fan is not turning on when it should. So that is what we're going to do here today. We really didn't get all that far into the pinpoint test. The problem is, when I got to the point where the fan wasn't working, I tried to look up the information from my phone, and the website kept crashing and it wouldn't let me log on to look at everything. So we have our data now, and we're going to try to trace down why the fan isn't working. I'm honestly suspecting either a relay, maybe even a fuse, but we're going to try to, we're going to look at the wiring diagram, the fuse box. We're going to see if we have power coming through certain parts of the box, obviously for the appropriate fuses and relays, and we're going to see why there's no power to the fan. Now, I did try to probe into the connector for the fan, which was really difficult to do because I had to get under the car to really get into it, but I don't even know if I got into it 100% because of the fact that how low the car was, and the connector, the wire itself was actually not all that long. So if need be, if everything seems to check out up on top over here, I'll probably go get the ramps in the basement and put the car up on the ramps, and then maybe we can try to get a better connection with the meter or the test light. So let me show you guys how the system works. Alright, so like I said, the last vlog on this topic was really messy. This time we have our data, we have some information, and this is what we're going to try to track down. So this is the wiring diagram for the cooling fan with the 1.6 liter non-turbo engine. This is the basic 1.6 4-cylinder, not the EcoBoost version. There's also a different wiring schematic for the 1 liter 3-cylinder version, which I'm not sure was available in the States or not at this time. But anyway, this is actually a pretty simple circuit. Let me zoom this in here a little bit. So we start off with the power side of the fuse box. There are 2 fuses in the fuse box for this cooling system, and I kind of went over this at the end of the last vlog if you stuck around that long. But we have a fuse. It's a 10 amp fuse, fuse number 25 in the box. If we look at the diagram of the box and we zoom in a little bit, that fuse is here toward the bottom there. So fuse 25. That is the fuse that is powered when the ignition is in the start or run position. So ignition on, we get power to this circuit up to the relay point. And then the other side of this power side of this cooling fan diagram is the hot at all times, and that's a 40 amp fuse. It's the fuse number 2 in the box, which is the one up here toward the top right of the box. So that is the one that gets power directly from the battery source. It always has power. And again, it comes down to the other side of the relay where it is then cut off, trains here, if the relay is not activated. Of course, the ground side of the ground side of this side of the circuit, where it's ignition, I should say, the ignition circuit, is the PCM. That's the ground side. So the PCM has to ground out the remaining part of that circuit to actually complete this, obviously. It energizes the little magnet inside the relay, which then closes this little switch on the opposite side. And that will, in turn, send the hot at all time circuit. It'll completely close that down to the cooling fan. As you can see it, there's a part here with air conditioning and without. This car has air conditioning. So it would be this circuit here. It goes straight down to the cooling fan motor, which our fan motor is under here. And then obviously if we have a ground issue, we'll have to see if we have ground from the other side of that. But once the PCM grounds out the command side of the circuit, then the actual hot at all time circuit closes. We should have a fan. So we need to check to see if we have power, coming through fuse 2. We need to check fuse 2 to see if maybe the fuse is bad. Fuse 25, we're going to do the same thing. The ignition has to be on for that, so we should have power coming up through that fuse. We'll obviously check that fuse also. The cooling fan relay is also something that we need to check. We may simply do a swaptronic test. We may pull a relay from another circuit, maybe the high beam. We'll pull the high beam out and put it there to see if we have anything different. And I know the PCM's doing its job, because in the last video we did see that the PCM was commanding the fan to turn on, but the fan was not working. So the PCM is trying to ground it out. Like I said, we're losing power somewhere. The ground itself, wherever this ground is, I'll have to see where all this ties into, but maybe the ground is corroded already and it's not completing the circuit from the fan motor once everything is actually turned on. That could be a possibility. So we're going to start off with the fuses, the relay, and we're going to see if we have power. Now I forgot to bring my really good test light home, so this is the one I have here. I really don't care for it that much, but it's what I've got. And if need be, we can maybe try to use the multimeter again to check this stuff. But if not, this should do good. It makes noise, it lights up a little bit. It's all I've got for now. So let me open that up, and we will begin trying to see where this is going to take us. Alright, so we're checking for power. It's already loose, jeez. So we want to connect our test light to a ground. I use the battery ground. We should be able to get this to light up from power from the battery. And it works, so we know we got that working. So the first thing I'm going to do is, we're looking down here, this is going to be fuse 2 right here. So I'm going to pull that out, I think. Hopefully it's not too tight in there. Alright, so we got the fuse out. Took a little bit of time. I'm having a hard time seeing if it's actually good or not, but I'll probably use the multimeter to see if we can check for continuity, just to make sure that that's together. And we got our test light hooked up, so we should have power at one of these. Oh, right there. So there's our battery power, so we are getting power there. Let me go pull the multimeter out of the other car, and we'll see if this is complete or not. Like I said, I'm having a hard time seeing if this is actually good or not. I mean, from what I can see, it looks okay. Alright, so that's what we should hear with this fuse. Hopefully the probes will fit in there okay. So try to do one side, do the other. Fuse is good. So that fuse, not blown. Like I said, it doesn't look bad. So that's a good component there. So like I said, we got power going from that hot at all times there. So that part of the circuit's good. So now, wow, that's a tiny fuse. The 10 amp 25 is right there. And we probably could actually use the test light on that. I don't think I have to pull that. We should have one side of the fuse send power to the other if the fuse is good. So we'll grab our test light. Now that is the the ignition fuse. So if we take the get everything out of the way here. We take the test light and we put our tip on there, and I'm touching it, so we have nothing there. So we should have power to that when the ignition is turned to the on position. So that's what we're going to do. So let's put the key in. I do have the all-tel here in case we need it. Let's turn this off so we don't kill anything. Lights are off, no lights are on. Let's turn those off. Alright. So with the ignition on, we should have power going to that circuit from one side of the fuse to the other. We do. And we do. So that fuse is good. Because we got power on both sides of it. So the relay is going to be the next thing. If we look at this, so the only way to really, I wish I had a relay jumper or a relay tester. Like I said, we're going to do some Swaptronics. There's really no way to, well, if we pull that relay out, we should have power to number 3, I think, on that side of the relay, because number 5 is the other half of that, and that's what should turn the fan on once that relay is closed. So if we pull the relay, that top spot is number 3, and with that being hot at all times, I do believe we should have power underneath that part of the relay. Oh, this is not a good spot. Jeez. Oh, there we go. All right. So there's that. The relay looks okay. I don't really see anything wrong with it. All right. So, like I said, number 3 is that top part, I believe, right? Yeah, right there. So we should have power. That power should, that's from the hot at all time circuit, should reach this top part here, and that should light up the test light. And it does. So we do have power going to that side of the relay. See, honestly, if we were to jump 3 to 5, that fan should start running. Like I said, I don't have anything to really jumper that. So if that works, if I have like a paper clip or something, then maybe that's what'll get it to kick on. Probably not the best idea, but at least for a second we could probably see, you know, that the rest of the circuit's good. If we jump this to this, and then we do hear the fan kick on, and that means the ground to the fan is good, the fan itself is good, and obviously this circuit's good. That would probably leave the relay being bad. Chances are. So let me go see what I can find. Alright, so we got something else to use. I forgot I had a power probe. Never really got to use this all that much. Got it from school, so we'll put it to the test. So if we send the power into terminal number 5, I believe that's what that was. Yeah, so terminal number 5 there, and then on the diagram, don't fall. Let's go up. And that's the side that sends full power to the fan once it's open or closed. So let me hook this up, and then we will see if that's going to get them fans on or not. Alright, so we got the power probe hooked up. Got everything out of the way just in case. So if the fans kick on, like I said, that'll pretty much cover up the rest of the side of that circuit. So that means the ground is good. If the fan's on, the fan's good. That'll probably just leave us with this situation. So if we probe here, not that one, sorry. This is also used as a, almost like a test light, which I forgot about. So that just shows us that there's power there. So, and I don't hear the fans. Another thing that we can do real quick to test the relay is we looked at the pins there in the wiring diagram. So number 1 is where the power goes in, and then number 2 is the other side of it. So I have this relay hooked up to a ground right now with the power probe, and if we look at the way that would be laid out, so number 1 would be on the left and number 2 is on the right. So that's how we're looking at this here, because there's our top, prongs there, so it sits in like that. So I have that grounded out, and we're going to just put power real quick to the other side of that on that number 1 terminal, and we should hear the relay click, and that'll ensure us that the relay is good. This is going to be difficult. Let me put this down real quick. We should hear the relay click, and we do. So the relay is actually good, at least on that side. So the hard part's going to be trying to figure out if this side is good on that side. And I guess how I can do that is we can hook the multimeter up to it on, or maybe not. No, we can. We should be able to hook the multimeter up to it and see if continuity is there once the switch inside there closes, because there's no direct power going from any of those 2 contacts, and I think that'll ensure us for sure if the relay is good or bad. Alright, so we got all that on there, and then we'll turn this back to ohms, get the audio on. So we're going to hear like an additional beep, So let's tap this here, and I do. So that relay is good. So we know the relay is good. Obviously, like I said, we sent some power to that. I'll do it one more time. I hope, the ground on that should have been good, because it's the ground tied to that. I don't know if I need to be tied to another ground. The cord's not really all that long, so that's why I thought that would have been okay. I probably just could use direct battery ground. That thing's short, like I said, so I'll try to hook it to that. There's no fan. So far, I think we have pretty much proven that everything on this side appears to be okay. So now it's probably time to get the ramps and check to see if we can get a power source to that side of the connector. Alright, so now I got the car up on the ramps. We're going to check for a ground at that connector. So we're going to hook this up to the positive side now, our test light. Maybe. Hopefully that'll be enough to... And it is, so hopefully this will reach. I think it will. Alright, so now we gotta crawl under here. This is a little bit easier now. Like I said, that connector's not all that long. Alright, there we go. So, I'm gonna have to look at the diagram again. Let me get my light on my phone. So white, or green and white, and black and green. So let's see which one's our power and which one's our ground. Let's go back to the laptop. I threw my laptop in the Grand Am for a moment. So let's see. Alright, where's our wiring diagram? Yeah, so the green one, the green and white is our power, and well, the black obviously is our ground. So we'll stick our test light into the terminal that has the black and green. We should have a ground. We should have a ground there. So let's go back here. Test light's hooked up to power up on top. This is going to be tough because, like I said, it's very short. So hold on, I'm going to put you guys down. You're probably not going to be able to see it. You'll hear it though if we do have our ground. So let's put this in there. Hey, we have a ground. So far it's looking like the fan's no good. So now one more thing I want to try to do, because I don't think that scan tool is going to let me actually turn the fan on, but I want to try to get power to this side of it. So I think what I'm going to do is try to do the same thing that we did earlier. Or no, maybe not. Maybe, hold on, I can probably hook this back up to the ground side, probe the power side, and then maybe actually use the power probe, and we should hear this, beep also. Everything beeps, So let me see if I can wedge that in there and then try to see if we can get power to it. Alright, I had another idea, because I don't think that's going to work, and unfortunately I don't have small enough leads for my multimeter to jam up in there and maybe lay the meter out to see if we have power once that's probed. So I think I'm going to go straight for the fan. I'm going to try to power probe the fan. So let me go back here and get my power probe. It's not going to matter which way we hook it up. I'll hook it up the right way, obviously, but either way, if we probe this and the fan doesn't spin, I'm going to call the fan, to be honest with you. Everything else so far is check and go. We have ground down there. We seem to have power here. The relay tested good. I left the relay out. It's over there. So yeah, let's just go straight for the fan now, because everything else up here is looking pretty decent. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So again, this is probably going to be a situation where you guys aren't going to be able to really see anything. But if that fan kicks on, you'll probably hear the wind. Can I get my camera to stand up like this? Maybe? No, it's probably going to fall. Oh, okay, you guys are there. Alright, I've never tried that before. Alright, so let's see if we can get this guy onto this ground here. And we can. Okay. I think. Ooh, it's kind of tight. Alright. Alright, let's try to get this away from there. No, that's not what I want. Stay. It's a very short connector, so, I just don't want that going into the fan if it runs. Oh, yeah, this is tight. Hold on, let me try this again. Okay, now that connector is in that fan, so we don't want that. Jeez. Stay out of my way. Yeah, stay there. Alright. So let's try to probe this. I really think the fan is dead. Guys, I think it's the fan. I think the fan is the culprit. Yeah, we should have had something there. I could try to reverse it, but it's not going to matter. It'll just spin the fan in the opposite direction. But I think the fan is our culprit. Oh, there you guys go. Hold on. Oh, oh. Okay. We'll try it this way. I can also put the multimeter on here and see if, there's continuity, between the contacts and the fan. Yeah, there's nothing going on with that fan. I'm pretty sure the fan is now our issue. Alright, so we got the meter. Let's hook it up to our, leads. So let's set that down. We'll get one of these, I think. Let me try to use the probe just to see. Whoop, don't fall. There you go. Alright, so we'll attach you to that. And we'll attach you to this. That was me bumping into the other contact. But I am touching the other one. And there's nothing going on, so I gotta say it's the fan. I gotta say it's the fan. By us probing the fan with this power probe, it should have turned on. We had everything hooked up both ways. Everything else appears to be good, circuit wise. I was gonna say this car's not that old, These clips look good, or the contacts in here look good. So I'm gonna say she needs a fan. What that entails, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's that hard to do. Obviously, we're probably gonna have to drain the coolant because the upper radiator hose kind of goes over the fan. It sits in 2 notches here, so we just have to undo a few wiring clips here. Obviously unplug it. There might be a couple of other wiring clips up there to hold the harness in. Like I said, it sits in these 2 spots down here from the looks of it, and it should just easily come up from the top. It's not a very big fan. So that was exciting. I kind of got to use my power probe for like the first time. But yeah, so I mean, what I really wanted to do was send power to this, and we should have had it come down to obviously the power side of that that wiring harness down there. But if my multimeter had smaller clips, I could have got them to fit in there better, and then we could have seen. But by us going straight to the fan and power probing the fan, there should have been moving of the fan fan blade, and there was not. So I'm gonna call it and say it needs a fan. While we're up here, we'll obviously have to take all of this guard off, and oh really? Wow, look at that. So it looks like there's no screws or anything. Pry these tabs, I guess. Get the upper part of the fan out of here and then just pick it on up from the looks of it. So that should not be a hard job to do. You may not even have to take this stuff off. This part of the air box has to come off. Obviously we got these wires and well, like I said, this hose for sure has to come off, so we're going to lose coolant again. So we'll have to put some coolant in it. But it really doesn't seem like it's that complicated to do. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this vlog up now. It is starting to snow again. It's very cold out here. And my hands are freezing. So I think that solved the mystery. When we'll get it done, I'm not 100% sure. I gotta price a fan, see how much it's gonna cost. But I think the mystery has been solved. So fan, no good. Pretty much sure we covered the rest of the basis. Like I said, the only thing I really wish I could have made sure of was the... Oh, you know what? You know what? Hold on a second. Hold on. We can check to see if this circuit, part of the circuit's intact. Yes, we can. See, I'm gonna feel better. Okay, hold on. So, yeah, we can do continuity from that side to that side of the wire, because this here should be, I'm assuming, the green wire that goes straight to the fan. I don't think there's any other breaks anywhere, at least according to that wiring diagram, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Nope, that should just be the one wire going straight from that fuse box to the fan. So we can check to see, excuse me, if there's a break in that with the multimeter and do the continuity test. That should be the last thing. So I gotta make sure I can get good contact with that. And that's going to be the problem. Alright, so I have that sitting on the contact. Hopefully it's still sitting there. Got it. I hope. It's very loose, so if that just stays there like that. I unplugged it already. Alright, so I got the other lead hanging here. I know it's dark now. Let me try to get you guys to stand up one more time. Alright. And then we should hear the meter beep. And no, we don't. So it's probably because I'm not getting contact anywhere up there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Alright, now I feel better. Even though we power probed the fan and everything, you know, we did all that, I at least know that all the circuit is complete, so needs a fan. I decided to do one more quick test while while we were at it, just to verify that power does get sent down to that circuit when it's on. So the max AC function is on. Obviously fan should be running. The scan tool, you can see, does say that the fan is now on for the AC. So we got the test light back hooked up. I'm unplugging the fan, and I already unplugged it. So we're gonna try to, we're gonna hook the test light to the power side of that. We should have the power. We're just gonna verify this one more time since the circuit's active. And we most certainly do, so we can for sure call the fact that it is the fan again. We know we have the ground side because we already tested for ground through that. So yeah, with this beeping on the power side with the circuit active, it's the fan. So that's it, guys. I'm done. Mystery solved. I'm gonna clean up all this stuff. Gotta get the car back to her. And then I have a Christmas party to go to tonight. Even though, when you guys are watching this, it's probably way after Christmas. So guys, if you enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. That is it. Yeah, so like I said, I'll let you guys will see when we do the video of the fan when the time is coming. Until then, I've just been telling her whenever she's sitting still for a long time, shut it off, because we don't have any issues with it when it's in motion, obviously, because we got cooled air going through the radiator, cooling everything off. But yeah, I just been telling her, don't let it sit running without the car in motion, and so far it seems to have been doing okay. So I will see you guys next time. I want to thank you so much for watching, and take care.